If you clicked on this video, then your NetGalley feedback ratio is trash and it's stressing you out, right? Or maybe you're new to the website and want to make sure that your ratio never becomes trash. Either way, I got you. If you don't know what NetGalley is, it is a website that lets you read books for free before they even come out, in exchange for an honest review. You request the book from the publisher, and they decide whether or not they will give you access to the ARC, Advanced Reader Copy. There is also a Read Now section on this website where the publisher makes it available to everyone. You do not have to request it, you can just hit it and get it. That rhymes. Your feedback ratio is the ratio of books that you have gotten on the website to the books that you have actually reviewed. So if you've gotten 10 books from NetGalley, whether you were approved by the publisher or just hit Read Now, and you've reviewed 5 out of 10 of the books, then you have a 50% feedback ratio. NetGalley suggests that you have an 80% ratio or higher to look good to publishers so that they will want to give you their books. Here are my tips on how to save your struggling feedback ratio, or just improve your ratio period, whether you're struggling or not. But I know a lot of us are struggling. If you find yourself reading a NetGalley book that you are not enjoying, instead of just letting it sit there not reviewed, write a DNF review for it. It's just like any other review, except you're going to say, I couldn't finish this book. I stopped reading at, let's say, 50% in. Here's why I couldn't finish. And just list out your problems with the book. You could say the writing was too choppy for you. You couldn't stand the characters. It was confusing. Whatever the problem was, just list it in your DNF review. But whatever you do, do not press the I'm not giving feedback button, because your ratio will not improve from that. And you can never get to 100%. I've heard some people say that it's reversible. Like if you say I'm not giving feedback, you can always go back and leave a review. But I'm not sure since I've never selected that option. Tip number 2 is to read the shortest books on your NetGalley shelf. Poetry, comics, picture books, novellas. You can get through them really fast and hurry up and review them. The next tip is to set aside a time period where you only read NetGalley books. Depending on how much you usually read, you could do a week, a month, 2 weeks, whatever. Make it fit for you. Just think about how many NetGalley books you would like to read in that time period and set aside a time period where you think that you can make it to that many books. For example, if I wanted to read 10 NetGalley books, I would set aside a whole month to read only NetGalley books. If I wanted to read 3 NetGalley books, I would give myself a week and a half. To coincide with that, if you make monthly TBRs, weekly TBRs, seasonal TBRs, have a set amount of NetGalley books that you put on your TBR, so you know that you're consistently reviewing books. So maybe if you do a monthly TBR of books, you could set aside 5 books that must be NetGalley books. If you do a weekly TBR, maybe you'll say, I have to read 1 NetGalley book every week. Just like that. Real quick, let me know in the comments which NetGalley book you've recently got approved for that you are most excited about. And if you're brave, share your current feedback ratio. I don't even know if I'm that brave. Or leave me a red heart emoji so that I know that you made it this far into the video. And make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Now let's get right back into it. Review your books immediately, or at least almost immediately, after you finish them. I have found out that I'm the weird one that has to review a NetGalley book as soon as I finish it, or else I won't feel complete. I know some of my friends will wait to write their reviews and then wind up forgetting. Not to call nobody out or nothing, but you know who you are. So as soon as you close the book and get your thoughts together, write that review. It also helps if you write down your thoughts while you're reading as like little bullet points. These thoughts can help you write your review when you're done. They really help me. And if you're a content creator who doesn't like to review until you can get out your content, did you know that you can edit feedback after you send it? So when you first finish, you can send in your review plus your StoryGraph or Goodreads review. And then when you get your content out about it, you can come back and link you. Now this next tip is even hard for me to follow, but only request can't wait books. Books that you're passionate about and you just know that you cannot wait until the publication date. Because then you will not have the problem of having books on your NetGalley shelf that have been sitting there waiting to be read for months and months because you just lost interest. Every time you're about to request a book, ask yourself, do I need to read this book right now, or can I wait till it comes out? If you can wait, don't request it. Because I know that I have been super excited for books and I request them on NetGalley, and then months after the publication date, I'm sitting there looking at it like, why haven't I read you yet? And stop getting every single book that looks interesting from the Read Now section. We can do a little bit too much with the Read Now section because we don't have to request it from the publisher. When you can just press a button and get something, it's hard to resist. Trust me, I know. But you also have to ask yourself if Read Now books are can't wait books. Because I can bet you right now that there are way too many Read Now books that came out months and months ago, a year ago, just sitting in your NetGalley shelf like, why you don't want me no more? Because you got too excited and requested a book when you could have just waited till it came out and there was no pressure. Now we know all NetGalley books are free. So if you want even more ways to get books for free, check out this video next. See you there!